Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Wahconah and the graduation ceremony for the class of 2024. We would ask that you please remain seated as our graduates enter the building and stand for the national anthem when it's time. Thank you.
We're going to start things off by welcoming my friend and the incredibly talented Sarah Louise Oakes for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, everybody. I would like to start off by thanking you all for coming on this very exciting day. Thank you to the staff for setting this all up and working hard to make sure we made it. And thank you to my mom and dad for putting up with me all these years. They did a great job. For those of you who know me, I always know what to say next. I know how to talk and I know how to write speeches, but I really struggled with this one. It's an incredibly challenging task to find the words that summarize our entire schooling experience while making it enjoyable for an audience. The thing I kept coming back to was the fact that I wanted to make this quick. Get it done so we can move on and start celebrating everybody for their accomplishments. I think I speak for everybody when I say it's been a long 4 years, and I don't want to wait another minute. If it were up to me, I would have ended that speech right on that note. But I do have to leave my class and everybody else with some final presidential advice. Whether or not you had an amazing high school experience, I want you all to find out who you are beyond this school. There's so much out there in this world for you to discover, and you will waste it if you're attached to the past, good or bad. We need to be able to look towards the future, and we can't do that if we are still looking over our shoulders. That doesn't mean for a second that you shouldn't cherish your time spent here. I know I will. But don't let it consume you. Be who you want to be. And in a few years, when we meet again, I will be so excited to meet the new you. Now let's get this started, get our diplomas, and get to partying. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the class of 2024. Yeah. Now, I would love to welcome our Salutatorian, Sarah Thornton, to talk about the past and our history.
Good afternoon. First, I want to thank you all for being here to celebrate the graduating class of 2024. It has been a long 4 years, but we finally made it. So let me recap how we got here. In order to reflect on our years at Wahconah, I have to go back to 8th grade. On Friday, March 13th, 2020, yes, Friday the 13th, we got dismissed from school, never knowing that we would not be returning to middle school, all due to this thing called COVID. Some of you may have heard of it. Although I tried to think of ways to not include COVID in this speech, because the salutatorians from the years of 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 have all mentioned it, I had to, because it was such a big part of our lives as 2024 graduates. We had to finish our 8th grade education on Zoom, and some classes then became optional to attend. We had to miss Step-Up Day, which, in my mind, is a truly important day when incoming freshmen get to understand how high school will work. We even missed out on having a real graduation. So for many of us sitting here today, this is our first graduation since 5th grade. After all this chaos of 8th grade was over and summer had passed, we then entered high school, freshman year. But this year was anything but normal. We had to start the year being fully online, then we switched to hybrid learning, then we went back to fully online, and then at the end of the year, we were fully in person. On top of having to adapt to all these new experiences, we also had to adapt to being in high school. For sophomore year, we were hoping to be in the new building and finally have a normal year. But nope, that didn't happen. The new building was not ready by the time we started school. We had to start our sophomore year in the old building and then transition into the new one. Some of us never even got to find our way around the old school. Our sophomore year ended and it was junior year. Wait, what? Junior year? We were already halfway done with high school before we had our first year of normalcy. That 1 year passed and we were suddenly seniors. Whether you believe it or not, this school has taught us a lot. It's shown us the love of friendship, but also the hate, the power of dedication, but also the toll, and the joy of taking risks, but also the sting of disappointment. I was told to write a speech about our years at Wahconah, but I struggled, because not one of us will leave this school feeling the same way about the experience. In the end, each of us was shaped differently by our time at Wahconah. Some people found lifelong friends, and some may never talk to anyone here again. Some found their passion in life, what they want to do or who they want to be, and others are still deciding. We are all going in our own direction, and it would be impossible to capture or explain what Wahconah has been to each of us in the time that I have for this speech. We are closing the chapter of high school, and whether it was painful or joyful, we are moving on. Looking at this graduating class, I don't see an athlete or a musician or an artist or an academically driven person. I don't see our graduating class for what we were in high school. I see a group of people ready to start the next part of their lives with a blank slate. Our lives are just beginning. But remember, even though our reflections are all different, one thing bonds us together. We are the Wahconah Regional High School class of 2024, and although our years at Wahconah were anything but ordinary, we survived them together. And while I'm up here, I'm going to put on the 2021 Salutatorian glasses. I hope no one minds. If you know, you know. Thank you.
Next up is Eliza Crow, Riley Kilmer, and Sarah Louise Oakes with a wonderful performance for you all.
People come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind of the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet, like a shipwreck, as it passes by a wind off the like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Our next speaker is Mr. Valedictorian himself, my childhood best friend, Aiden Garcia.
Thank you, Sarah, President Fletcher, Mr. Robb, the Wahconah staff and school committee, Sarah Louise, Riley, and Eliza, the band and Mr. Abuse, all the families who came out today, and the class of 2024 for making this year and the previous years so amazing. A few exciting days ago, Mr. Robb announced, "You are now dismissed from school forever." That was the moment that made it real for us. Some of us felt sad that the place that fostered so many friendships and successes was behind us. Others felt excited never to have to take a test again or fill out a tedious e-hall pass, finally. And others were relieved that they could now pursue the plans that they made after they received their diploma. But for all of us, high school is over, and that forever can now begin. After Mr. Robb gave this famous dismissal, he pulled me aside and dropped this very heavy medal in my hand and said, "Congratulations." He explained that the valedictorian speech is about the future. Our class is looking at the rest of our lives, and it is my job to address that. What is so unique about this task is that it hasn't happened yet. How am I supposed to speak about something that we can all anticipate but also have no clue about? Well, I think that's the beauty of it. It's all up to us. Whether it's work, the military, college, trade school, or any other avenue after graduation, we all are in charge of our futures. We decide how we find success, and we decide what we do with the time in between. Steve Jobs once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards." So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. With this in mind, We must look backward and see that things did work out. Our teachers served as beacons along the way. We thought critically about getting to this point, and we spent time with our amazing families. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Since we are all here graduating today with some idea of our future, then we must be doing something right. And I know the same will be true down the line. 4 years from today, we will all look back, and all the dots will be connected. And those dots will form a unique design for all of us. Many of us may never see each other again after today. Our friendships may shift, and jobs or people will weave in and out of our lives, as Sarah said. But this is the way it's supposed to be. Between freshman and senior year, we've all begun to explore and become our own people. The beauty of being dismissed from high school forever is we have time. Time to figure it out, make new friendships, and explore the world. And trust that just like in high school, there will be those beacons along the way, the teachers, friends, parents, siblings, and strangers that we've yet to meet, as we carve out a path and choose our way forward. Steve Jobs and his dots started Apple in a garage just a few short decades ago. Since then, hundreds of young businesses, musicians, and designers have also started from scratch. Many of them are immensely successful now, including Google, Noah Kahn, Weezer, and Rihanna, who wrote and produced Umbrella on her phone on the app GarageBand. She started from a simple beat that she liked and recorded her own vocals. She chose her own path based on her creativity. And now she provides the anthems on many of our long bus rides to games and tournaments. She said, "I'm a child, but I have to think and act like an adult. This business forces you to." And now for us, that business is life. We have forever ahead of us to act like adults while still figuring it out with the lens of a child. But this youth will never stop us. We have the resources to find success. All we need is a desire. Now more than ever, we have networking and information at our fingertips. These tools are what we need to get started. I mean, just look at all those essays that ChatGPT wrote for us. I'm just kidding. We have all we need, so I know those dots will connect. Between the grad rehearsals, prom, practicing this speech, and every other senior thing we've been doing, which are endless, I've been wondering what forever will look like. We may have plans for next year and the direction we hope to take, but that doesn't make the unknown any easier. We have goals, and we might know what we have to do to get there, but life isn't just about checking boxes and connecting dots. I think the best parts of our forever are the parts that aren't planned or you don't work so hard for. Think about your favorite high school memories. For me, I won't remember all the writing and finding the antiderivative of a polynomial. I'm sorry, Ms. Furtek. I will remember the ski races and late-night trips to get Islata, the pasta dinners, concerts, and friendships that grew in between the dots. Make sure that you always have time to enjoy it. Kanye said some pretty crazy stuff while we were in school, but he also said, if you have the opportunity to play this game of life, you need to appreciate every moment. A lot of people don't appreciate that moment until it's passed. The time between the dots is what makes life so special. You've proved to yourselves that you can overcome the many challenges we've faced, and I know you will do the same in the future. There will always be beacons and previews of what's to come, as there have been along the way. What's nice about forever is that it hasn't happened yet, and it's up to you to design it. Thank you, and best of luck to all of you.
Our very own Superintendent, Leslie Blake Davis, is up next.
Good afternoon, graduates, parents, caregivers, families, CBRSD staff, and community members. It is an honor and privilege to stand before you today to celebrate you, your graduation from the Central Berkshire Regional School District. You have defined yourselves as eager to learn and experience life through your learning journey, and more importantly, your desire to help others. And quite honestly, time flies. I have such heartfelt, fond memories of some of you as kindergartners from when I first began as principal of Beckett Washington School. During senior walkthroughs, I was reminded of Battle of the Books and how special the playground really is. What this is really about, though, is your educational pathway. B.B. King once said, "The beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you." You have put your trust in us as educators, and throughout your journey, you have remained our North Star. I very much want to thank and express my appreciation for those who have invested fully in your educational journey, to include your family and friends, your principal, Mr. Aaron Robb, your vice principal, Mr. Stephen Messina, Central Berkshire administrators, our school committee chair, Mr. Richard Peters, the full Central Berkshire School Committee, your teachers, Central Berkshire staff, and our community partners. They are all in some way invested in your success. I also very much want to thank your class advisors, Vicki Vella, Lynn Wesley, and Lisa Farley, for ensuring that your high school years had multiple opportunities for engaging in activities that were defined by collaboration and the well-being of all class members. In preparation for this year's address, I decided to ask some of you what your hopes and dreams are for your future. Your responses held a common thread of wanting to make a difference by helping others in and outside of your community. Furthermore, and most importantly, they rang of compassion. Some of your voices are as follows. I hope to channel my love for biology and the natural world in a way that may help others. I want to experience as much of the diversity of the world as possible, always trying new things. I want to provide for others the same amazing things I have seen, done, and exercised. I hope that I can make life for others as joyful as I can, because that would make me the happiest. I hope to be able to go into anesthesiology to pursue my dreams of helping individuals feel comfort and to provide support for those who are hurting. Throughout my years at Wahconah, my class and staff have helped me through a pandemic, which was a very hard academic time to adjust to. And although there are many reasons for me other than school to go into anesthesiology, giving back to the community that has helped to raise me is extremely important in succeeding in my goals. To become a person who makes a difference in someone's life, to become someone who understands why people work the way they do. I hope to run my own nonprofit or obtain a leadership position in a social justice organization which provides opportunities for minority groups or helps them equalize themselves in our unjust society. In the future, I aspire to get into medical school and dedicate my life to serving others within the field of healthcare. My hopes and dreams for the future are to make a true difference in my community. I have always loved helping in any way I can, so I hope I can continue to make a change around me. I want to help care for animals and plants, care for their needs, and give them love. Additionally, you want to be nurses, Broadway performers, elementary teachers, mental health therapists, architects, doctors, radiologists, builders, and have your own loving families. These are pretty incredible aspirations, and I am so proud of you all. A quote that reminded me of your words was spoken by Aaron Sorkin and reads as follows: "There is no better exercise for your heart than reaching down and helping to lift someone up." My hopes and dreams for all of you are to leave us knowing how much we believe in you to make the world a better place. We are in your hands, and we are so proud of you today. Thank you.
Give a huge round of applause for our very own band, Blood Type Blue.
In a time full of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. Yeah, there ain't that much difference between you and me. In a time full of war, be peace. In a world full of hate, be a light. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be alive.
La 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 la.
In a place that needs a change, make a difference. In a time full of noise, just listen. 'Cause life is but a breeze, better live it. In a place that needs a change, make a difference. In a world full of hate, be alive. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Oh, don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be alive. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. In a race you can't win, slow it down.
Yeah, you only get one go round.
'Cause the finish line is 6 feet in the ground.
In a race you can't win, just slow it down. In a
World full of hate, be alive.
Oh,
When you do somebody wrong, make it right.
make it right.
Oh, don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be alive. Yeah, it's hard to live in color when you just see black and white. In a world full of hate, be alive.
Finally, the moment we have all been waiting for, the one and only Principal Aaron Robb.
No pressure, right? Thank you, Elliot. Thank you, Aiden, Sarah, Superintendent Blake Davis, as well, for sharing your thoughtful words with all of us. And also, thank you very much to our Wahconah music students under the direction of Brian Rebuse and Becky Hoffman for your wonderful performances today. Thank you. Two years ago, I stood here and gave a speech so long the lights went out. I promise that will not happen today. We do have one little housekeeping item I'd like to mention. Mr. Therian, who directs our senior assembly, has said that he will make the senior assembly skit and slideshow links available to all of our seniors through their school email. So if he hasn't already done that, excuse me, he will do so shortly. Seniors will have access to their school email until mid-August, but we suggest you find someplace else to store those links so you don't lose access to them. That's something that's a great keepsake from senior assembly, so we thank him for that. Now, I would ask that you bear with me a bit longer before we distribute diplomas, as we have many other folks to thank and acknowledge today, in addition to our graduates. First, I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank all of our district principals and administrators for being present for graduation on behalf of their respective schools. While at this moment our seniors are graduating from Wahconah, the reality is they're graduating from Central Berkshire Regional School District, and these folks in attendance today remind us of that. Thank you all for the work that you do, and thank you for your support and the support that you've given to our graduates all these years. Thank you. I would also like to publicly thank two other staff members who I've been working with together for very many years in various capacities. I'm deeply appreciative of their work that they do day in and day out. Therefore, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to Assistant Principal Steve Messina and Dean of Students Jared Shannon today. Our guidance department works very hard on behalf of our students, work that with each passing year gets more and more complicated. I'd like to offer my thanks to our entire guidance department led by Peter Anderson and supported by Lisa Farley, Katie Salavantis, and Meg Suki for all of their hard work behind the scenes leading up through today's graduation. Thank you. I'd also like to take a moment to thank my administrative assistant for all that she does in the lead up to and through graduation, whether it's ordering and organizing diplomas, dealing with caps and gowns, or the ever-changing graduation guest lists. Vicki Vella does it all. It's the part I didn't want to read. It's also with a heavy heart that I acknowledge that Vicki will be leaving us for a different job in a couple of weeks, so I would like to offer a heartfelt thanks to her for extraordinary service to Wahconah during her years here. On a personal note, my job is one that requires me to frequently tend to others, whether it be students, staff, or the community as a whole. For the past 8 years, my attention and my energy has frequently been pulled away from my family. So with that in mind, I'd like to thank my wife, Lynn, and my children, Hayden, Lily, and Colby, for their patience, understanding, and continued support. Thank you. Now, one group of people who should not be forgotten is a group that's been hard at work for the last 17 to 18 years. They've been making sure that our graduates were cared for and provided for. They've been there for your first ball game and your first performance, and in many cases, they'll be there for your last. They have helped you weather your unprecedented high school experience over the last 4 years, and for the most part, they've been extremely patient and understanding through all of that. Many of our senior parents and caregivers have truly amazed me in the level of support they've provided for the graduates seated behind me. So at this time, I would ask our graduates to join me in a round of applause for your families. There's another group that's been toiling for the last 4 years on behalf of the class of 2024. When the bottom fell out of our 2020 school year, they literally rebuilt our school online. When it was clear during that summer that the following school year, this class's freshman year, was going to be a year of total uncertainty, they enhanced their remote learning practices, built a hybrid learning model from scratch, all while preparing for an eventual return to full in-person learning. During this class's sophomore year, they lived out of boxes in the classrooms of the old building. When it became apparent we weren't going to move here in time for the start of the year, they unpacked in one day. When we finally moved into the new building, they played the role of counselor when our trained counselors were completely booked with student mental health concerns. They served as a friend and confidant to many students, all while doing their actual real job, teaching. To be blunt, our staff has been all things for our students. So please join me in thanking the faculty and staff of our school for all they've done. Finally, as we pour more on the plates of educators each year, it's getting harder to find staff members to take on such a crucial role as that of class advisor. Therefore, I'd like to offer up my personal thanks to Lynn Wesley, Lisa Farley, and Vicki Vella for stepping up to advise the class of 2024. And now for the class of 2024. Now that we're finally here at this moment, I do want to leave you with some final thoughts. First, the families of our graduates will notice that this particular ceremony will be the shortest of the 3 that we hold for our seniors here at Wahconah. It's not that we devalue graduation, but instead because we divide our senior celebrations up into 3 parts: Senior Awards Night, Senior Assembly, and graduation. Earlier this week, we had the opportunity to hold 2 graduation rehearsals, and at those rehearsals, I took the time to remind our graduates about 3 important things. First, Senior Awards Night is designed to celebrate you as an individual. It's an opportunity for you to be celebrated for your individual accomplishments. Second, Senior Assembly is designed to be a gift for your whole class. It's an opportunity to celebrate all of you as one collective group. And lastly, graduation is different. Graduation is not really for you. It's for your families. It certainly provides closure for you, but for your families, it's the fulfillment of a dream. As a parent, I reminded our graduates that when they were born, within the days, hours, and even minutes of their birth, their parents most likely started to envision their children celebrating 2 important milestones in their life: graduation and marriage. At one point in time, the parents of the class of 2024 literally dreamed about what is happening right now, and here we are making that happen. So if you've been to graduation, you know what's coming next. With that in mind, I would ask our graduates to please take a moment and simply close your eyes. Close your eyes and keep them closed, and while they stay closed, I want you to think about those who helped you get here today. Think about a moment where those who you invited to attend today helped you to become who you are today. Think back to certain moments in your life where your people in attendance with you today provided you support during a key moment in your life. Keep your eyes closed and just let those thoughts flow into your head. Keep them closed until I tell you to open them. Families, I would respectfully ask that you also close your eyes for a moment as well. I'm going to ask you to think of something a little different. I want you to think about a moment over the course of the last 18 years or so where your graduates simply made you proud. It doesn't have to be a specific accomplishment. It could be anything, even a little thing from 10 years ago, but I want you to think about something specific that stands out to you, and please keep your eyes closed for a moment. At this moment, hopefully everyone in attendance is reflecting on what I just mentioned. And now I'm about to give you your very last assignment at Wahconah. At the conclusion of this ceremony, our graduates will rejoin their families out on Main Street or on the back patio or out in front of the school. And when you rejoin one another, I challenge you to say out loud to one another what you were just thinking about with your eyes closed. Say it out loud, say it to each other right away when you are reunited with one another. Don't wait until later tonight. Don't wait until tomorrow or next week. And for God's sake, don't text it. Say it right away. Don't waste that moment. Promise yourselves you will do that. Okay, you can open your eyes now. As I was reflecting on the journey of this class, I couldn't help but think about your freshman year. I'm not sure if our seniors recall their first day of school, but I sure do. That's because it actually wasn't spent in school. You were at home because of COVID. I'm really excited about this class graduating as well because I think it's the last time we have to talk about COVID. Right? If you recall, you had come into the old building in the days before school during a specified time with your family, and you had to pick up all of your learning materials that were set up in the hallways of the old Wahconah. You entered through one door with your family to pick up your Chromebook and then your textbooks and so on, and then exit through a different door so that you weren't coming in contact with other families. You never had a proper orientation to high school, and once you did start coming to school in hybrid form, you had to eat lunch spaced 5 feet apart, either in the auditorium or awkwardly separated facing in the same direction in the cafeteria. And on top of that, you had to stand on this stupid little piece of tape on the gym floor during morning arrival to ensure you didn't intermingle with your peers. You didn't get a freshman welcome dance. You didn't get any dances or pep rallies or anything like that your freshman year. It was just awful. I don't say that to depress you, but I do think it's important to remind yourself of how far you've come in these 4 years. Your sophomore year, while still experiencing COVID restrictions, featured at least a pinch of hope as we moved into this new building. You experienced the nervousness and excitement of a new learning environment that really only a select few of alumni from this school will ever get a chance to experience. And you helped restore a sense of normalcy, reinforce some old traditions, and helped create some new ones over the last 2 years as juniors and seniors. At this point, I want to take a moment to direct everyone's attention to your class quote. Now, I have to admit, I sort of chuckled when I first heard this was your quote, because I was just picturing a quote hanging above all of you that was from a movie about breaking out of jail. And I'm sure some of you are probably feeling that way right now. That's okay. But I also know the intent behind this quote because Shawshank happens to be one of my favorite movies. For those who may not know anything about Shawshank Redemption, Andy Dufresne, portrayed by Tim Robbins, is sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms in prison for the murders of his wife and her lover. Obviously, Andy didn't commit those crimes, but he was put in a maximum security, brutal prison called Shawshank. While there, he forms a friendship with a fellow inmate named Red, portrayed by Morgan Freeman. Andy certainly experiences the brutality of prison life, but finds ways to adapt during his 19 years there. While Red represented the institutionalization of the Shawshank inmate, Andy managed to keep his fresh perspective that allowed him to cope with the immense difficulties he faced. Red taught Andy how to cope with prison life, and Andy taught Red about hope. While Red once said to Andy that, quote, "Hope is a dangerous thing. It can drive a man insane," Andy countered by saying, quote, "Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies." You are all about 18 years old, and at the age of 18, there is no doubt you should live for the moment, and live for today. But as of today, you are also going to start building a life for yourself, a life you could one day share with a spouse, with your children, with your extended family, with your coworkers, with your old friends, and no doubt with your new ones. Because as you sit here today, statistically speaking, you have about 90% of your life left to live. Make sure you fill it with hope. Make sure you share it with those in your life. Graduates, the class of 2024, the time has finally come to say goodbye to your life as you have always known it and say hello to a chapter in your lives. So before you leave us today, I want you to know that all of us here today are very proud of you, and I sincerely hope that all of you go forward to live a life full of wonderful moments and a life full of hope. Good luck to all of you, and thank you. At this point, we're going to carry out what we came here to do today. Therefore, School Committee Chair Richard Peters, Superintendent Leslie Blake Davis, Central Berkshire administrators, and distinguished members of the school committee, I stand before you today with great pride to certify and attest that the students seated before you have met and in some cases exceeded all state and local graduation requirements set forth by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Central Berkshire Regional School District. Therefore, on behalf of the dedicated faculty of this great school, it is my distinct honor to present to you Wahconah Regional High School's class of 2024.
Sarah Stiles Thornton. Vincent Scalise. Bryce Smith. Elliot Fletcher. Riley Gladue. Aiden Garcia. Sasha Fife. Eliza Pepper Crow. Bridget Long. Skylar Rozier. Olivia McCanowitz. B. Era Gillespie. Emily Peroni. Olivia Rickert. Ava Massaro. Isabella Santos. Bella Knowlton. Hannah Becker. Isabel Gale. Gabrielle Gunin. Mia Ann Tao Gadu. Shelby Rumi Kukowitz. Oh, did I miss one? I'm sorry. Elena Ivino. Shelby Rumi Kukowitz. Amber Pacetto. Chris Phones. Olivia Lee Lacombe. Avia Naomi Heflin. Lila Eldon Frizzell Filio. Olivia Roberts. Izzy Jernette. Sydney Chao-Ching Moriarty. Abriana Bernier. Caden LaValle. Eliana Norton. Emily Doyle. Lily Hinton. Madison Rads. Kayla Shabbat. Olivia Gambaroni. Thea Nim.
Maya Gilbert. Alora Fenn. Jacob Belanger. Jacob Musco. Evan McLaughlin. Bo Walton. Braden Melly. Rachel Torrey. Gianna Isabella McCaslin. Caitlin Rose McCormick. Taylor Mason. Kaya Farrington. Marissa Wilson. Adeline Furlong. Isabel Keegan. Kaylin Moriarty. Damian Francis. Aiden Sean O'Connor. Emmett William Esco. Marshall Noyes. Owen Mitchell Farley. Cindy Slade. Claire Steinman. Riley Kilmer. Sarah Louise Cameron Oakes. Julia Rose Renderer. Daniela Ashley Berry. Noah Poirier. Noah DeRoche. RJ Albano. Aiden Bush. Jackson Lyman. Alexandra Bills. Hannah Talora. Xander Cole Forward. Alexander Lars Olaf Sternerup. Olivia Mason. Eva Jacinto. Amaya Rusher. Alexis McNally. Lily Stasiowski. Nora Esco. Nicholas Rimbold Ellinger. Tristan Longdike. Sawyer Hayes. Sebastian Goodrich. Juliana Diver. Hannah Burrows. Jason Drosine. Joshua Emerson.
Mitch Scalise. Ryan Marshevsky. Sean Kays. Jonathan Howard. Tyler Rougeau. Zachary Flaherty. Ben English. Jacob Thomas. Quinnell Roy. Dorian Ramirez. Logan Warden. Zach Sefcik. Rylan Padelford. Braden Astori. Nate Miller. Braylon Willie. Colby Chapin. Zach Nyhan. Theo Wildrick. Garrett Brockway. Peyton Theodore Shippey. Jack Gray. Kyle Valenti. Landon Kiernan. Mark Vincelet Jr. Ryan Bolio. Patrick McLaughlin. Liam Furlong. Daniel Eppy. Jacob Cooper. Brady Bretmeyer. And Vincent Lanfear.
I'm never that far, no matter where you are, yeah. Believing we can make it come true. We'll do it our way, no matter what they say, yeah. 'Cause no one's gonna do it for you. But I'll never say never, as long as we keep it together. When you live in a dream and you know what it means, then you can't let them change your mind. It's the life that we choose and we still break the rules, but it's all gonna be you're misunderstood. Just take your life with the good, the bad. It's the times we had when we're free. If you live in a dream and you know what it means, then you can't let them change your mind. It's the life that we choose and we still break the rules, but it's all gonna be just fine, just fine.